morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Libby Dowsett. We will get to your headlines in just a minute, but first let's check in with Corey for our first look at your Saturday forecast.
Hey, Livy. Good morning. We are off to a really nice start. This is our Rose City sky camera. You can see a little bit of cloud cover off in the distance, but for the most part, we are seeseeing a beautiful sunrise, 60 degrees at this hour. Temperature-wise, sitting in the upper 50s, still in many spots, 55 in Battleground. Looks like 58 in Scappoose and 60 in Vancouver currently. As far as temperatures are concerned, specifically near the Oregon Zoo, 55 right now, but we're going to bump into the mid-70s today, so it'll be a really nice day to maybe take the kiddos or family or friends out to the zoo and really get outdoors. In Southwest Washington, the Springs at the Waterfront camera, a nice view out there currently in Vancouver, sitting at 60. And then as far as cloud cover is concerned, enjoy the sun for right now, specifically inland, because as I roll Futurecast, notice it really starts to fill in around the early afternoon hours. And we also have the potential for a brief shower near the coast and Coast Range. Temperature-wise, going to bump up to about 67 by 11, looking at 70 by 1 this afternoon. 77 going to be our high today. I want to show you a sneak peek of our 7-day forecast. As I mentioned, mid to upper 70s today, but we're back into the 80s come Sunday. I'll have the rest of your full forecast in just a minute.
Not bad. Thank you, Corey. We begin this half hour with a warning from Oregon State Police and the FBI. This comes after they say a group of men posing as ICE agents pulled over a driver in Clackamas County, detained them, and assaulted them. Catherine Cook has our story.
On this dusty stretch of Highway 211, east of Woodburn, 3 men, allegedly posing as ICE agents, pulled someone over and assaulted them. This, according to Oregon State Police and the FBI. They say it happened the afternoon of July 17th. Investigators say the men were driving a blue or gray SUV with no license plates that had flashing red and blue lights. The men wore green shirts, face coverings, and tactical vests labeled police, and one of them had a rifle. After pulling the victim over, police say the men forced them out of their car, searched them, held them in their SUV, and assaulted them before finally letting them go.
This is the kind of attacks that we were afraid would actually happen. We know that when ICE roams the streets without any kind of identification, any kind of accountability, that's the message you're sending to people, that this kind of stuff is okay.
Rena Lopez is president of PCUN, Oregon's farm worker union. She says community members have spoken of similar incidents involving ICE impersonators. She's grateful police are investigating this case and alerting the public.
And anyone can put on a mask and refuse to identify themselves and claim that they're ICE. And these types of incidents are only going to intensify. If they are approached by someone who claims to be an ICE agent, remember that you have rights.
In Woodburn, community members like Luis want their neighbors to remain calm and informed.
A estar alertas, a estar pendientes.
He said, stay alert and look for exact information and stay respectful of the laws. We have the right to remain silent. Organizations like Portland Immigrant Rights Coalition send volunteers to authenticate ICE activity for those who call their hotline. In a statement to KGW, PERC condemned the incident and said the victim's family reached out to them last week. Quote, the reality is there is very little visible difference between ICE kidnapping someone and armed criminals kidnapping someone. ICE is deliberately exploiting a legal gray zone where people aren't sure if they can call 911 to report violent traffic assaults from unmarked people acting like police. This is a human rights issue endangering all Oregonians.
Police say if you're feeling unsure about a traffic stop, consider stopping in a well-lit area or a place where there are other people around you. Anyone with information on this case or may have encountered someone posing as law enforcement is asked to contact Oregon State Police. A former Oregon corrections officer will spend most of his life in prison after a jury found him guilty of killing his brother. Alonzo Rowell shot his brother, Tony Miller, in November of 2024 at a home in Dallas. He then drove to his former workplace, the Oregon State Penitentiary. That's where he was arrested after a short standoff with officers. In Clark County, sheriff's deputies are investigating a stabbing where the victim ended up in the Vancouver Mall. That man called 911 Thursday night from a store bathroom. Police say the victim, who is expected to survive, told them he was stabbed at his apartment and then drove to the mall to hide. No word on a suspect or arrest, but police say it doesn't appear this was random and there is no ongoing threat to the community. Resources are surging to the #1 priority fire in the country, which is the Akawa Butte fire that's burning north of Sisters. This is a look at the smoke from the fire last night. It's burned more than 27,000 acres and has forced hundreds of people to evacuate, with thousands more feeling on edge. Alma McCarty has our update from Central Oregon.
Friday afternoon, the firefight continues on the lightning-caused Akawa Butte fire.
It is July. We're seeing fire conditions that we normally see in August.
Resources here, fire officials say, nearly doubling in response to the seriousness of this fire. They say 2 homes have been lost so far.
There are over 1,100 firefighters assigned to this fire. That's how big it is. And again, it is the highest priority fire in the nation right now.
Trained professionals that care a lot about what they're doing. They know the work that they're doing impacts people.
Overnight, crews worked to strengthen control lines, secured spot fires, and mopped up hotspots ahead of a forecasted red flag warning.
So what that means is hot temperatures, but increased winds.
There's a particular focus on the southern and southwestern flanks of the fire, not far from Sisters.
I think a lot of people knew it was going to be a tough season.
In town, some businesses were closed, while others, like Sisters Bakery, say they're taking it day by day.
We keep a really close eye on it. I think the firefighters and all the command teams are doing a spectacular job of keeping the town safe and doing everything they can.
There were plenty of people still out and about, though the threat of the fire still weighs heavy on this community.
I mean, it is concerning. There's such an uptick in the last couple of years of fires. You can't control lightning.
Right.
So that's the other hard thing is just trying to stay on top of it.
The red flag warning that began on Friday afternoon will be in effect until Saturday night. And when it comes to the Akawa Butte fire, fire officials confirmed 2 homes have burned. The Oregon State Fire Marshal says that statewide, that number is 15. In Deschutes County, Alma McCarty, KGW News.
Firefighters say it's been a challenging couple of weeks, with more than 150 wildfires now burning across Oregon. We have new video of one of those fires, the Bench Fire, burning in Jefferson County near Warm Springs. In a briefing last night, the Oregon Fire Marshal said that since July 10th, the state has mobilized more than 700 firefighters using nearly 250 fire engines. They're dealing with hot, dry, windy conditions.
Working around the clock, night and day, 24-hour shifts to get things in order. But they're having to scratch and claw for every inch of ground that we're able to gain on these fires. So we're in a fight.
Across Oregon, the fires have burned more than 500,000 acres so far. And stay with KGW for ongoing coverage on this wildfire season as dozens of fires continue to burn. Look for updates on kgw.com with the latest on evacuations and progress toward containment. The city of Portland has been ordered to pay a family more than $700,000 after refusing to let them cut down a tree that later fell on their home. A jury ruled in favor of the homeowners on Friday. The family says they tried to get a permit to remove a leaning Douglas fir on their Southwest Portland property, but the city denied the application, saying there were no serious defects. The tree tumbled onto their home some 2 years later during the 2024 ice storm. Still to come on Sunrise, when we talk about recycling, your mind may go to cardboard or cans to return for a deposit. But an Oregon startup focused on reusable wine bottles is expanding in a big way.